Hi everyone, Dorothea Hendriks here, your communication coach and presentation skills and in public speaking. Today I'm going to share with you 15, call them mistakes, 15 public speaking mistakes. Maybe they're not mistakes, maybe they're actually oversights. These are things that probably every one of us who has ever run workshops, gets up to do speaking of any kind, has done at one point or another. The key here is to be aware and then not do them again. So, what are these 15 oversights? First, number one, starting too slowly. Getting into the meat of the matter, getting into your point too slowly. Sometimes speakers will get up and, oh, they might do a bit of housekeeping. And then, is everybody okay? And they're looking around to see if they still have everything is working, everything's all right that they need. And when they start off, then there's a bit of a pause and they're just slowly getting their wheels in motion to keep moving. This is valuable, valuable time that you're taking up from your audience. It's valuable speaking time right in the beginning. It's so important that when you come out with a bit of speed, a bit of energy, and move your people, get your audience engaged with you. This is not the time to kind of look around if I got everything together just before I start my presentation. Nah, that should have been before you actually started. So big mistake, starting too slowly. Number two, not repeating your point. Repeating your point in some way. You can use different words, different approaches to repeating your point. Sometimes we think, well, I mentioned it once and that should be enough. Well, that's fine for you to say. You're standing up there, you're the one that's doing the speaking. But the people with bums and seats that are listening, who knows? They might be thinking about a meeting that's coming up. They might be thinking about dinner plans that night. Their kids, are they going to make it to time and to pick them up from school? Is there construction going on outside? Is there something? Are they not feeling well? Are you running into their lunchtime? Are they hungry? I mean, so many things are going on. So when you mention something once and somebody coughs, oh, the person beside them might have missed what you said completely. So you need to repeat your point. Big mistake, not repeating the point. Number three, failing to prepare. Sometimes we have all the information. In fact, most of the time, if you're asked to speak, and especially in a work environment or anywhere, if you're asked to speak, chances are that you have some expertise in some particular topic or you have something going for you. And that is why people ask you to speak. And so you've got it all up here. You think, oh, this is cool. I know everything about that. And so you don't prepare. And then what happens is you try and bring it out of your mouth. Ooh, sometimes it's a challenge because you have so much up here and only a certain amount of space to get it all out of your mouth. And how you get it out of your mouth might not necessarily mean that the people who are sitting listening to you can understand it. Preparation is key. Preparation is key. Not only how you organize your material, but how you're going to present it. How are you going to address the people that have come here to hear about this topic? Preparation on all sides is critical. This is not just bumping into somebody on the street and then sharing some conversation. People, generally speaking, are here in a work environment because they have to be, not voluntary. Sometimes they're voluntary, or sometimes they've paid to be there. So you have to be prepared. Failing to prepare is a major sin. Number four, failing to work the room. Doesn't matter where you're speaking, where you're giving a presentation. Maybe it might be a business meeting at work. It could be your team, could be at a convention center where you don't know anybody, all these people, you don't know who they are walking into the room and you'll be speaking to them. Work the room. Always acknowledge people you know. If you have a chance, give them a handshake. If it's your team, just acknowledge everybody in advance. I had a manager once, can't believe this when I think about it, but I had a manager once who actually, when we had meetings, never ever looked at anybody. There was never any recognition, whether you were there, walking into the room, walking out of the room, no recognition. Totally in a little glass cage all by herself. Oh, if you want people to connect with you, if you want people to open up to you, which is what you want your audience to do, then you have to show and work the room, so to speak. So, failing to work the room, number 5. Number 6, not being yourself. How can you not be yourself? I don't know. So many people try to be somebody else. They're looking at what have we got? Hollywood is where everybody tries to be like everybody else. And all of us that watch people in Hollywood or read or whatever, we're all trying to be somebody else. Bad move. When you're speaking, really, the key is to be yourself. And that comes through discovery, looking at your strengths, looking at your weaknesses, reading what people say in the feedback forms, what they liked, what they would like to see changed. And you look at yourself and you look at your character, what you stand for, and be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else when you're speaking. Number 6, reading word for word. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. The other day I was watching a speaker, great points, very interesting in many, many ways, had a lot going for him. No eye contact. No eye contact. So when the audience laughed at certain things the speaker said because there was no eye contact and the person was nervous, the person actually didn't even wait for the laughter, didn't enjoy the laughter, didn't take laughter into account, just kept barreling on, reading word for word. No, reading word for word. Nah, you don't want to do it. Not good. No structure. Number 7, no structure. There is structure in everything. You live in a house, there's structure. You drive a car or you don't drive a car, you sit in a bus, there's still structure. You do plan out your yard, your garden, your flower bed, your kitchen counter, whatever it is, there's always structure. Speaking is no different. Structure, you need structure. We need structure to help us with organizing our thoughts. This is how I'm going to start. This is going to be where I'm going to support my main point, my message, and this is how I'm going to wrap up. And this is what I'm going to ask the audience to do. So structure, structure, structure. Cannot do anything effectively. You can do it, but not do it effectively. And if you want your audience to walk away understanding the information you've given them, you need to organize your material, put it into a format, into structure, so that when they hear it, they can understand it. And when they understand it, they can do something with it. Number 8, starting too weak. Well, it's one thing starting too slowly as you're getting yourself together. Another one is weak. My God, have energy. You're up there. You've got to engage people, bring them to life, get them excited about your point. So you need passion, energy, something, enthusiasm to get them going. If you're half asleep at the front, you can pretty well expect your audience is going to do the same. Number 9, no clear message. No clear message. A message is not a topic. It's not a topic like talking about, I don't know, animal shelters or talking about electric cars. No, that's a general topic. A message is not a topic. A message is you're taking some point of that. And it might be the battery of electric cars are environmentally damaging, or the batteries of electric cars are less damaging than running on oil and gas. I don't know, whatever point you want to make, but there has to be a point. If you're talking about animal shelters, that's a topic. The safety in animal shelters, or the number of dogs and cats in animal shelters, or how we can stop animal shelters from abusing animals, or whatever it is. Your message is a component of the topic, but it is a point you want to make. It's a point you agree, you disagree, but it's a point you want to make, and that must be clear. That's your clear message. Number 10, not relaxing. Sometimes we're in such a rush, we get in such tithers that we are a nervous or a basket case when we get up to speak because we haven't collected ourselves. Almost everybody has nervous energy. I bet Tony Robbins has nervous energy when he gets up and he dissipates in some way. So it's important that what we do is dissipate a lot of that stress, maybe through breathing, through exercise, so that we are relaxed and can be in touch in tune with our audience and respond to their own actions and reactions as we're speaking to them. Will we be nervous? We'll always have nerves. Nervous energy is like an adrenaline rush. We need some of that as we're speaking, but not that we're just so stressed that we can't relax enough to enjoy that experience. Number 11, going overtime. Whoa, this is a cardinal sin, going overtime. I know, I did it. I did it not only once, I did it twice. Woo, once at the end of the day and once when people were ready to go for lunch. The lunch one, man, I cut pretty short. Whenever people are ready to go for their food, you never, ever, ever go overtime. Somehow you know your material well enough that what you can do, if you only have 10 minutes to speak out of 20, you can do it in 10. You can even do it in 8. If we're supposed to speak for an hour and somebody sucked up your time and you only have 5 minutes left, if you are a polished, prepared presenter, you know what? You can put your point across in 5, and people will love you for it because then they can go for lunch and you'll be remembered as one of the best speakers. So don't go overtime. Number 12, using somebody else's material or not giving credit to the material you've used that belongs to somebody else. Plagiarism is what it's called. I don't find so much with content that is being done, but I find it really irritates me to no end when people give quotes or sayings that somebody's done and they put them into their presentation, but don't attribute to where that quote or saying came from. They just move it into the presentation and the audience just thinks, oh, that's what you came from, unless it's you as a speaker actually thought of, unless of course it's a very common one that everybody around the world is familiar with. But that really ticks me, because if it's a quote or some kind of a saying, I want to know where it came from. And if it came from you, then you let me know that it came from you. Never use somebody else's material without giving credit. Number 13, ending with a Q&A. Now, what do most people do? Most people end with a Q&A. Will you be shot, run out of town? No. But the question here is, why are you giving this presentation? Why are you standing up in front of these people and speaking? It's probably you have a message, you have a point you want to make, and it might be something that you want them to do, something you want them to think about. Why not end your presentation on that? On your message? Far too often we're ending our presentation on a question, and often that question has less to do with the point than we want. But the person asked the last question, so we go down a rabbit hole of answering it, and then we just go, thank you very much. What were you there for? Why were you speaking? Let the audience know. Number 14, not meeting audience needs. This sounds ridiculous. Like, why wouldn't you be meeting audience needs? It happens. It happens. Sometimes there's an organizer that asks you to come and talk about a particular topic. You end up going. It's happened to me. You end up going to speak on that topic, only to find when you're speaking on that topic that that's not what the people who have their bumps and seats and are listening to you thought the topic was going to be that they were coming to listen to. So really, the key is not only to listen to the organizer, but to have some people here that you can actually check in with, who will be attending your workshop, your seminar, your speaking engagements, to find out what are they looking for. So not meeting audience needs. And number 15, ineffective PowerPoint slides. And by ineffective PowerPoint slides, I mean they're too busy. They're overwhelmed. They're just like filled with so much. And the PowerPoint is the store. You're just there clicking 1 slide, 2 slides, 3 slides, 4 slides. That's backwards. Actually, you should be the star. Not that the PowerPoint can click. Maybe it can click itself, but you should be the star. And the PowerPoint or any other visuals you have at your disposal are your aids there to support what you've got to say. So to recap, these 15 oversights, 15 errors, 15 slip-ups, 15 mistakes that public speakers often make are: number 1, starting too slowly; number 2, not repeating the point; number 3, failing to prepare; 4, failing to work the room; number 5, not being yourself, who you are as a speaker, your genuine self; number 6, reading word for word; number 7, no structure, whoa, free fall; number 8, starting too weak; number 9, no clear message; number 11, going overtime, cardinal sin, going overtime; Number 12, using somebody else's material, not giving credit for the sayings, the quotes, whatever material you've used. Number 13, ending with a Q&A. Number 14, not meeting audience needs. And number 15, ineffective use of PowerPoint. Remember, the speaker is the star. The visual aids are there to support. Until next time, this is Dorothea Hendriks wishing you mountains of success.